Hello, everybody. What's going on? This is your boy Rodney Harris coming at you out here in a new year. Man, 2022 is upon us, and we're back here with another episode of Behind the Barricade Live. Joined by my co-host Chris Carlos. Chris, how are you, buddy?
Good, dude. What's going on?
Not much, man. Just about to kick off the new year, man. We got a lot of fun things to talk about. Happy New Year to all of you. Happy New Year to all of our listeners. I hope the holiday season was great for you. Hope you spent time. Hope you guys were chilling out, having a good time. Don't let what's going on in the world bring you down. Just continue to live your life. Be real, all right? Live your life. Enjoy the new year. Big things are coming.
You know what New Year's means to me? Super Bowl's coming. That's about it. That's what I get out of New Year's at my age. Super Bowl is coming.
It is right around the corner. We got two new playoff teams to add in with the second wild card. It's gonna get a lot. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. I'm just saying, if Jacksonville wins the game next week by some spark of anybody's imagination, I know we're going on football here, but imagine both these teams and the Chargers and Las Vegas Raiders get in the playoffs, basically by tying. I don't know if I'm them. I'm kneeling the whole damn game out. I'm not gonna even play. I'm going to the playoffs.
That's a wacky scenario.
And that's how crazy this is. What happens when we add extra weeks.
That's when you do dive right, dive left. That's it. That's what we do when it's the mercy rule, and you got to just run out the fourth quarter. Dive right, dive left.
Now, Chris, we're going to be adding in somebody to the show who I have to say is not someone new. You know, somebody that's pretty well known on this show. She's put in a whole lot of work. I like to call her the queen of Behind the Barricade. Doesn't move without her.
She's a big timer. This is a legend here, folks.
And this young lady right here, Jessica Hoffman, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much.
Happy New Year, Jessica.
Listen, while you're at work, Happy New Year, Jessica Hoffman. But I got to give somebody their flowers. Because this young lady took a hiatus. She told me, Rodney, I got to do this. I got to start making some films. I got to start writing some scripts, but I can only do that if I take that next step, next level, and really get into diving in and getting my degree. And this young lady is about to achieve that. So welcome back to the show, Kaylin King. How are you?
Hello.
Hey.
With my lovely setup, which has not changed at all. But
What's up?
Hardworking lady, hardworking.
I worked very hard, finished.
You're all done?
Last week. I should be all done.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see.
Mark said,
maybe they'll put me in the writing room. Who knows?
Hey, look. Well, Kaylin, you know, here on our side of things, we're always looking to do, I would say, and always looking to help. The best way I can put it. So in any which way that we can help you, let us know.
Thank you. I appreciate
anything you need. You need me to act in a commercial. You need me to hold a camera, a boom mic. You need me to put a rope across your chair so you can be like Larry David and everybody sit in your seat. Spoiler alert, folks, if you didn't finish the season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. But whatever you need, I got you. Okay?
I don't think I'm at the rope on the chair spot yet. Let's hope I don't ever have to come to that. But boom, we always need boom mics, so I will keep that in mind.
Also joining us here is Mark Ray. Mark, childhood friend of mine, Kaylin. When hopping on with us, me and Chris every Monday, always has something to bring to the table. Big AEW fan and very active in all the wrestling groups. So, Mark, welcome to the show.
Yo, what up, bro?
How are you, buddy?
Chris?
What's up, Mark?
Mark meet Kaylin. Kaylin meet Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Hey.
Now,
up,
guys, we got a lot to talk about. All right, so it appears to me that we always start this show with talking about AEW. Now, there's plenty of wrestling to talk about. We can dive right into the wrestling and chop it up because I got some things to pick around with, and the way things are being built kind of really, I understand, I like, and there's some things I wish that I got a little bit more of, right?
Yeah.
But the hot button topic a lot of people want to talk about happens to be the situation with Tony Khan and Big Swole, right?
Yep.
So let's bring it to the table. I felt a certain kind of way when I first read it. And then I said, hold on, let's not be reactionary. Let's read deep into it and understand. All right, let's be transparent to the situation. Let's be sensitive to the situation as well. We don't want to offend anybody on either side, even though some people were offended. And also, you got to understand from his perspective where he's coming from. So, to break it down, Big Swole had a lot to say about the backstage activities, how she felt and what's being treated in AEW. She recently left AEW, let her contract expire. For what we understood was because of medical situations that she was dealing with, and she couldn't perform to the best of her ability due to those medical situations. Now, from what we heard is when she did an interview is that she explained that she felt like AEW management wasn't giving African-American wrestlers a fair chance and opportunities. Completely an opinion piece. That's a feeling. I just want to point that out. That's an opinion and that's a feeling. Okay. Yep. That's not gospel. That's a feeling. She felt that way. She came out and said it. No problem. Here's the issue. When you say that about somebody, of course, somebody has the right to respond and kind of defend themselves. Do I wish somebody would have responded and defended themselves publicly? No, I did not. I was wishing he did not, because I felt like he didn't need to. But we all know how Tony rolls. This is not our first rodeo with Tony Khan. We understand how the man gets down. He's always on Twitter. I wish he shuts his Twitter down for a little bit once in a while, but that's me. What I want him to start doing is understanding how to judge the room and understand the climate in which he's in and how he has to play around with these things. So his response to Big Swole was pretty, some people would say, pretty unsettling. So he wrote 2 top AEW execs, Brown, Jade, Owens, Caster, Dante, Nyla, Isaiah, and Marquis Quinn, all won on TV this month. TBS title tournament has been very diverse, and I let Swole's contract expire because I felt that her wrestling wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
That the thing is, I have an issue with that, Tony, by that last line. Because 2 months ago, when a woman was gone, you said she was a great wrestler, and you praised her. But then 2 months later, after she said something you don't like and you got your feelings hurt, you say this about her. Which one is it, Tony? I'm gonna leave the floor to you guys. Chris, you would like to go first?
I got a few things to say, and I'll let everyone else go. When I heard it, first of all, when you're going to throw that out there, you need to come out with facts. You can't speak in hyperbole. And it was actually pandering hyperbole when she was mentioning the WWE and how her daughter, when she watches that, she says that, oh, those people look like me, but AEW, they don't. I've read that phrase on Facebook 100 times. That's not something that came from her. She's grabbing something and applying it to herself. If I have something personal to say, it's going to come out and I'm going to articulate it the way Chris says it. I am not going to pick something out of the headlines. Like I said, I've read that line with people arguing on Facebook hundreds of times. Hundreds. Oh, when I look at that, they don't look like me. Well, when I watch the NFL, nobody looks like me. When I watch NBA, nobody looks like me. Okay? And I understand that. All right? Tony Khan is still an active part of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Anyone that doesn't think he is, they're wrong, because my cousin works for the NFL and he is. So he employs his organization is 85% African American. That team is 8. All right. So to throw that out there, and I saw another interesting thing she threw out there, saying that AEW if it wasn't for her because AEW allowed their wrestlers to have an input on their creative and in storylines. Well, isn't that what everybody strives for at work? To have input in the work you're doing? That's what we all should do. Okay, I have a job right now where I have no input. I walk around like a robot. Okay, I don't like it, but I want my paycheck. But the point, that's what we all strive for. We always hear the complaints coming from the other side, from WWE, that they don't have that ability to draw their own character build and to have input on their storylines. Now you're complaining about that as well. So I don't understand where that is coming from. Tony Khan, yes, he should stay off the Twitter, like certain people in this country, just stay off the Twitter. I get it. And there's that lesson that everyone's taught: think before you hit send. All right, he really should. But when you're being attacked, and she's throwing out there a big salvo. All right, and what kills me is you're throwing out there a salvo to the company that just a year ago, or probably I'm sure there's people talking about it now because Big E lost. Now we're accusing Vince McMahon of the same thing, and so now you're pointing to that company. So like Rodney said, your feelings are your feelings. I'm not going to tell you how to feel, but I am going to say, if you're going to have feelings, articulate them as personal. Don't take buzzwords, buzz phrases off the TV, put them out there, and expect people to be like, oh my God, she was so wrong. And when I watch AEW, I'm just going to say this, with the women's division, okay, diversity, listen, I can speak for diversity from my end of it, okay? Diversity, if you're excluding one color or one background, that's not diverse. Diversity can't just be about one. And when it's coming from Big Swole, it seems like it's diversity about one. Because I've seen Nyla Rose was champion, transgender woman. I've seen 2 Asian women as champion, Riho and Shida. Okay? And then we have Britt Baker. So the 3 champions before Britt Baker have been quite diverse. Thunder Rosa. Now they have Mercedes Martinez. I mean, I should not have to list the amount of diverse human beings in that company. But that's what her comment is leading me to do. Again, diversity is not about one singular thing. Diversity is about everybody and everything and looking at everything as a whole. Not the minute you apply it to yourself, then don't use the word diversity. And I will say this: talent is talent. I don't think Tony Khan is throwing out talent based on their skin color. I just have a hard time believing that because, like I said, he's an active member he's an executive with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay. Their chief branding officer in AEW is African American. So to me, the comment came out of left field. And when it was backed up with the comment about, they give too much freedom to the wrestlers to strive their own path, that felt kind of short to me. Once she said that and the hyperbole she was speaking, use real terms that apply to yourself. Stop taking them from Facebook, stop taking them from Twitter, and certainly stop taking them from the TV and the media, because that's what she did.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna go last. And there's reasons for it, but who would like to go next? Mark, Kaylin, you guys take your pick. Kaylin, I know you wanted to talk about the topic. I know you had a lot to say about it.
I'll let Kaylin go first.
Okay.
No problem.
Like I've said, I've been very focused on other things. So unfortunately, wrestling has not been my be all end all of anything, but I do try to keep up with certain things and keep up with at least who's championed, what's going on, especially when there's controversies, because obviously that's what's going to come onto my feed, especially when I don't actively look for it anymore. So I did reach out to Rodney when this first happened, because I feel like for a while now, maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like things have kind of been really quiet and with things going on, especially when it's I feel like with just AEW, except now things with people's personal lives, which should stay that way, but whatever. So I saw her comment first, and I saw someone reply to it. I can't find the reply now because I don't want to look at my phone, but it said something along the lines of yes, she's right, but yes, she's wrong, and I agree with it, because I think, first of all, the way the article is kind of given out, especially when you go on pages like Ringside News and stuff like that, they're going to take one thing, whether it's in context or not, and make that your headline so that you click on it. So obviously they're going to put that diversity thing, and
it's called clickbaiting.
It's very clickbaity. Everything is. That's why I really had to be like, I can't even read these anymore. Yep. So I did want to read it though, to be like, all right, let me see if that's really what she said. And where I do agree is that I feel like if you're going to bring up a comment like that, where I don't want to go too much into like how she's feeling, because obviously that's not something I can speak on from personal experience. That's a thing that obviously, if that's a problem with her, that it's a problem with her. But what I will say is, if you're going to bring up a comment about diversity, you can't make it about you. Because if it's really an issue, then you have to make it an issue that you feel other people are struggling with too, which is where other people who have spoken up about it in like the WWE or things like that, that they bring up other people. She just made it about her and her personal feelings, which rubbed me the wrong way. So do I think personally that AEW has an issue with diversity? No, I don't. Because I do feel like, compared to other wrestling promotions, not even just WWE, because it's so easy to shade them and not everywhere else, but I feel like it is other places too, that I do feel like AEW, when I watch the TV, I really do see everybody. I don't just see the people that are in charge and who are really have the names, like Cody, or I know Kenny Omega's gone, but like, you know who I'm talking about. People that made the company. I feel like you do very consistently see a bunch of people, whether it is on Dark, which people want to crap on that doesn't count, but it does, because you're filming and you're getting airtime. So that's where I disagree with her. But then you can also like read things, and it can be an attack on you, and you can choose to go, all right, like, I will take what she said and I will make a formal statement when the time is right, when I've talked to the right people, to come up with a statement that won't make myself look like a dick. And Tony Khan did not do that. And I feel like his comment, where I was almost surprised, because I know sometimes they take jabs and they are sometimes entertaining. This felt very nepotism baby, whiny, and very, especially that last comment was very, well, I have black friends, so I'm actually like not having a diversity problem. And it came off so incredibly wrong, and it was clear-cut proof of, I read the clickbait title and didn't read the article. So I think both parties in the situation, I know what you were trying to say, but it did not turn out right.
Tony needs a publicist.
This
100%.
Yes, Tony 100% needs a publicist, because I feel like as of late, I respected his ethic beforehand, that like this is something that was kind of new to him, and he did it. And I feel like he did at first mesh well, and now he's getting into the more critiques AEW is getting, where I feel like the first year was kind of like they were untouchable and they could do no wrong, because people wanted so badly for something new and something to be better than what we had. So it was really hard to critique it. But now it's kind of getting to that thing where when it's oversaturated, your brain almost switches and it makes you go, oh, I don't like it anymore, because it gave me exactly what I wanted, and now I don't. You have to find a reason to hate it. It happens a lot when we're oversaturated with the thing that we asked for. So I feel like now he doesn't understand why criticism is coming left and right. So it's getting really like hard for him to understand, so that he does need a publicist, because that comment was very, I had to check that he had the little check mark, because I was like, there's no way. They took that from like a fake parody account.
Look, I love both of your points, and I can't wait to go. Mark, go ahead. Floor is yours, buddy.
All right. So my take on this, I don't like the way Tony Khan responded personally.
Okay.
I think it was just a bit extra. I don't think he had to respond like that, because Big Swole is a great talent. She is amazing. I watched her come up in indie. She is great. She is a really, really good wrestler. She's dealt with a lot of shit in her past. from her personal life problems, her health issues. Um, she's talked about, she wasn't even supposed to be able to have a child. She was never supposed to be able to have a child. She was never supposed to be a mother. And, I have so much respect for her. That being said, touching on what Kaylin and Chris were saying, she is going a little bit extra, trying to, make it all about her. When it comes to diversity, you can't just make it about yourself. You have in the wrestling business is nothing but diversity. You have people in the wrestling business from all walks of life, whether it be people within management, people just actual superstars themselves, um, from top to bottom, it's all diversity. So, as Chris said, you can't just make it about yourself. You can't. Like it's just you being extra as a person. You can't just just like look at take Colin Kaepernick for example. Did he make it all about himself? No, he was trying to make a strong point, and he made his point. He had thousands of people. No, I'm sorry, millions, I should say, millions of people standing with him in his movement, against the national anthem. And he got what he wanted, and I respect it. I have a lot of respect for the guy. That took a lot of balls, and it wasn't just black people though. It was people from all walks of life. The man had white people standing with him. I respected him for that shit. So yeah, so that's my take on it. I don't feel like she should be making it all about herself. If you're gonna try to come out and talk about diversity, you got to make it about everybody. You got to make a point towards the community.
That's a good point. When it comes down to the conversation of diversity, and I'm not gonna speak for the whole black community, even though I'm a black man. There was a lot of people waiting to hop aboard that train and ride the tail end of that cape of Big Swole once this was brought up, just to drive that narrative of what was becoming in this country as a serious situation throughout 2020. And when everybody, it's still a hot button topic. It's still a hot button issue. It never went away. It just simmered down a little bit. Just because you turn the fire down doesn't mean it's out. Once something like this gets brought up and it involves something that as black people, it's a hot trigger item. She talked about diversity. She did make it upon herself. I disagreed with her making it about herself, because if we're talking about diversity, we got to talk about everybody. Where I turned around and I said, this is interesting, is when Lio Rush responded to Tony Khan's response. So either, Leo, I got a question for you. You're in that locker room. Are you seeing what she's seeing, or are you just disagreeing with what he said?
Can you tell me what the comment was? I didn't see what he said.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah, so I'll read it again. I'll pull it up before I'll read it again. It says his response to what she said was there's the top two AEW execs are brown. You also have Jade, Bowens, Caster, Dante, Nyla, Isaiah, and Marquise Quinn all won on TV this month. The TBS title tournament has been very diverse, and I let Swole's contract expire as I felt that her wrestling wasn't good enough. Hashtag AEW.
What did Leo say?
So Leo said in response to him was, if anybody's not going to say anything, I'll say something, then I will, because this is fucked up and now I'm pissed. He goes, apologize at Tony Khan at AEW. So my question to Leo is, clarify.
I think it's clear he didn't like his comment.
But why didn't you like the comment? You don't like the comment. Why? Why didn't you like the comment? Because do you not like the comment? Because the reason why I didn't like the comment, because when AEW first jumped off and they were building this women's division, that same woman that you said her wrestling wasn't good enough, you had on TV. You had her working on TV, working with Britt Baker, had her on TV, working different matches. You praised her multiple times. So is it her wrestling slipped because of her illness? That's why you're saying that she's not a good worker? Because you had no problem saying she was a great worker 2 months ago. You had no problem saying she was a great worker when she first got here. Yeah. So, Tony, which one is it? Because you're coming, the way he came off in this comment seems like, well, oh, she pissed me off. She got me mad.
Well,
so
exactly.
Back at her.
Exactly why he needs a publicist, because it's like anybody else. He's a human being.
Because he's a child.
He got pissed off, and he didn't think before he hit send. And that's the problem when, like you said, Rodney, you have these debates or conversations through Twitter instead of being adults and talking to people. That's the problem with social media. That's half the problem with this country right now. Nobody talks to each other anymore. Mm-hmm. If you have a conversation like an adult, chances are you're not going to get those comments that were said on both ends. All right? You have a sit down, have a conversation. But, you know, when you're holding that high position in that company, you really need a publicist. You really do. But we've seen Vince McMahon make comments recently that you never see him respond to things that were said or clickbait, and now he's responding. So it's what's going on in the world, but people have to be smarter and either get a publicist or talk to people in a normal manner. Have the discussion, which is lacking this day and age, and maybe you won't have, Leo Rush. Why you pissed off? Why? You just got there. But Leo Rush just got there. So if he's going to start claiming racism, he just got there. How is he? He just got a job.
So this,
you know what I'm saying?
I just want some clarity. Now, Leo did come out and say he spoke to Tony directly. They had a conversation. Yeah, no problem. If you and Tony had a conversation separately, kudos to you. Great for you. 100%. I'm happy for you.
Absolutely.
Because at least you sat down with the man and told him why you're pissed off at him, and you had a normal human conversation. You called him on the phone, you hit him up through Zoom. I don't care what you did. Did you talk to him? Because somebody needed to talk to him. And when it really comes down to it, it comes down to the community, right? So for the community, I can say how they felt, because Kaylin just addressed it, because when you start naming names of people that happen to be of color, you can't, it does come off like, oh, I have black friends, so I can't be racist. Nobody's calling Tony Khan racist. I never called Tony Khan racist. No. But what I'm saying is, in the community's eyes, that's how a lot of people that happen to be prejudiced or racist do. I can't be racist. I have black friends. That doesn't mean that you, that doesn't mean that you don't hold those qualities.
What about stating facts?
That's what it comes down to.
He's stating facts. I get it, but you're stating facts. If you're throwing facts out, see, sometimes people don't like to see the facts. They just want to talk. You're going to give it. See, like I learned a long time ago. My buddy used to say this. He used to say, I don't like watching people giving their opinion, stating it as fact. And it always stuck with me. Okay? Stop giving your opinion, stating it as fact. Give me the facts. When you want to give your opinion, say, this is my opinion. Right? But a lot of times people don't like the fact that you're getting facts. And the fact of the matter is,
these people did win on TV.
What he wrote, what he put out there, these are facts. They're hard facts. And people don't like
factual information. I can't disagree with what he's saying. So when people come out there, ACH situation, right? The whole T-shirt thing. We talked about it on the show before. There was did the T-shirt look a little crazy? Yeah, it did. But you approved of that T-shirt, man. You saw the T-shirt before the T-shirt even rolled out. So hold on a second, man. So you saw it. So why'd you let it out there? You could have stopped it. Yeah, but then again, we talk about how, Vince is a racist, right? I've heard that many times. But as of late in the WWE, we've seen a first ever 2 African-American people main event of WrestleMania happen to be African-American women.
Should have been the #1 match of the year. I'm salty that they said no.
Great match. We've seen Bobby Lashley have a great title run. We've seen Kofi Kingston while we witnessed that in person. All of us did. We watched. We got there. We sat there and watched Big E just have his run.
Yep.
So the moment for African American people to be represented on television is a big deal. It is a big deal to the community. It is because we don't have a lot of those heroes. We don't got a lot of those people we can look at.
Yep.
Especially in the wrestling community, it's hard because wrestling just happens to be a popular thing amongst African American people, but there's not many African Americans that wrestle. It's not a lot of us. So when we do get the opportunities to see them, and we want to see the heroes be represented, I get it. But in this particular case, I don't think anybody should be called a racist. I don't think anybody should be called prejudiced. I just believe that the topic of diversity is stated here. The way of going about handling the situation was totally screwed up. Both of them should have had a conversation. That's all I'm saying. And maybe, just maybe, the way that the article was written and the way she was quoted could have been misquoted. She could have been misquoted. It's very possible. Now, she had enough time. You had enough time to come out and say something. And say,
there was that one. There was another quote. She said, "My piece was messed up or interrupted." It's like when they say, "Oh, my space." Like, you're just using hyperbole. You got to, if you're gonna say that, then tell me what happened that messed up your piece, and stop. Again, that little term is what's hot now in the culture with younger people. They use those. They throw things around. If you're gonna see, like, if I'm pissed off about something at work, I'm gonna tell you exactly. At 11:10 this morning, this dude pissed me off, and this is why. Okay, but I'm not gonna sit there and say, you know what, Rodney? Somewhere along the day, my piece was interrupted. And then you're going to sit there and say, what the fuck is Chris talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a complete difference there. So if you have an instance or something, then say it. But stop with this. Not, again, if it's because you're tweeting or you're looking for your own clickbait, I don't know. But
I personally
articulate your points, and then maybe we can understand a little better what you're saying.
Now, personally, I do think something in there bothered her, but I believe that it should have been a direct position to take directly with management.
Yeah,
don't take that position with the wrestling world, because look how this.
We strive on clickbait, and this is if you wanted the attention that you already had, because people were really shocked that she didn't.
Right there.
Resign, then explain, like, oh, I didn't resign because, and it wasn't
X, Y, and Z.
She also didn't really give any examples, which we're not obligated to have. But if you're gonna make a statement like that, like, there was nothing like, I wasn't given this because I felt this. Like, it was not. There was nothing there, and I'm not saying like that's why she's wrong. I just think both places didn't think things through when they were giving statements. Clearly, like, I thought Tony's last statement really sounded like a certain award show where an actress criticized a certain former president. He went, well, she's the worst actress in the world, so I don't like her. No one talks about Meryl Streep that way. Thank you very much. But it's just both.
I want her to be more specific and more direct, and I want him to learn how to log off. That's basically what it really comes down to. I want you to give me
with
details.
The amount of money I know you have, hire somebody to take over your Twitter account, because you got a lot of businesses going on. I mean, I don't know how you have time to sit down and tweet.
This ain't the first time. I'm surprised. See, that's the thing also is alarming, because if this is an issue here in AEW, and this is just wrestling, you own the Jacksonville Jaguars, you're involved with the English soccer team, you have different things where there are other African Americans that are around you. Now, I want to talk to some of those NFL players. If this is a thing in y'all locker room, is this an issue?
I want to talk to the people.
No, I can honestly tell you again from my cousin's experience of working with the man, there is no issues.
Because I know he had the issue. A lot of people try to bring up the issue with Robert Kandishi, but Kandishi's situation was about money. That was strictly money, contract, him and Tony arguing on Twitter. I've seen Tony do this before, even outside of wrestling. Him and Robert Kandishi had a full-out fight on Twitter.
Well, again, he needs
like a
to
player and an owner. Are you crazy?
And
Stop.
How old is Tony? 40?
I think he's not even 40. I don't think
I
he's
think
he's
gotta
in
be.
his
So that
mid-30s.
again, and I'm not
He's a
I've known you guys for a long time, and you guys know there's an age gap.
Tony
So I
Khan,
think things differently. But it's a
Hold on,
product
I'll
of
Google it real quick.
that younger generation, and this is he needs to be told, like, if you're running these companies, you cannot be airing your dirty laundry via Twitter.
He's
Maybe
39.
Brandy Rhodes should have made a comment about Big Swole. And maybe that would have, she's the chief operating officer, correct? So maybe that would have landed a lot better than Tony Khan doing it.
Tony Khan's almost 40. He's 39.
These are things that, again, he needs to, let the other people he employs pick up at a certain point and not speak for him, but make the comments and make the statements. And you won't have so much of an uproar. But to Kaylin's point, I think Big Swole did this to get the attention and the eyes put on her.
Yeah.
Boom.
I think
She knew. She knew. Everyone know. You say certain things in this climate, you're going to get all the eyeballs on you. So she did it. Mission accomplished. Does it pay off for her to go somewhere else? Who knows?
I think the point.
Before I stop on this,
go ahead,
it's talent is the problem.
Yeah.
So if it's lack of diversity or skin color, you're going to use skin color against somebody. There are guys like Antonio Brown. We just saw yesterday. How many chances did he get? But because of his talent, he's been allowed to get these chances. Had nothing to do with his skin color. It's the fact of the matter is Antonio Brown been running around like a jackass for 4 years. And he kept getting opportunity after opportunity to prove himself and getting paid. And so I find it in the entertainment business which they're in, if the talent is there, it doesn't matter what shape or form we've seen it. From Andre the Giant, right, to Big E, to Hulk Hogan, to the Ultimate, we're all different types of looking people we've seen be the top in wrestling in this industry. So
I think what she's really trying to touch base on is like you have a sport that's really not so dominated by the black community. It's just not. I mean, there really hasn't been a lot of black wrestlers in the past. I mean, it's just not. It's not. I'm not saying it's not a sport for black people because there have been some phenomenal black wrestlers, but it's just. I'm trying to word this without trying to sound racist. Rodney, you get what I'm trying to say, though.
Like Major League Baseball, Rodney.
Like
Major League Baseball, right?
Major League Baseball.
Young African American kids, they're playing basketball and football.
Okay,
that's what they're choosing. Right? The numbers show you that they're not playing baseball. So is that baseball saying we don't want you, or there's not enough African Americans to choose from?
I'm gonna sum it up this way. I think what she was trying to say is the lack of representation on television for African American wrestlers is a problem, and it bothers her. Which it bothers a lot of African American wrestlers. It does, but a lot of them don't come out publicly and speak about it. A lot of them kind of keep it to themselves and just play their role on TV or play their role in their locker rooms or play their role in their companies. It is a lack of representation when it comes into the sport because we don't have a lot of us to represent that sport. Now, when we turn around, like you brought up Antonio Brown, perfect example. As I look at Antonio Brown as a football players, as a former football player, stigma immediately about football players are already around you. They're crazy. They're nut jobs. They get banged upside the head all the time. So they got to see just random stuff all the time about football players. Yeah. This horrible stigma. Look at what he just did yesterday. That stigma is never going to go away. When you got a guy like that doing that, and for those people who does bother them that he happened to be a African American male doing that, that's a poor representation of black players in the NFL because not every black player acts like that. That's just a poor player who has Hall of Fame numbers, Hall of Fame talent just wasting it away, acting a fool. That's it. I personally think there's something mentally wrong with him, but he needs to go get that checked out. Ever since Vontaze Burfict hit him, he has never been the same. But other than that, that's another story for another day. But I believe what Big Swole was trying to address that, but is the way in which it was addressed. It was got mixed up and convoluted, and it was very broad. It was about her, but it was broad. I need you to give me details, man. I need you to be more specific. If we're gonna go that route, bring it. But if you're gonna go that route, then you're gonna half-ass it. Don't half-ass it. You stepped your foot out in the water now. You said it. You said what you said. Now you got to go full ball.
Made an outline for an essay about what's wrong, and then when they have on your outline, like, okay, give examples. She's like, oh,
you got to go all the way. You can't. Don't give me half-hearted, because that's exactly what Chris is saying. It's half-hearted. You're not giving me specifics. Now, if you broke it down and said, yeah, Tony said this to me in the locker room. I specifically watched Tony take this person out of this spot and switch it with this person. I watched it. But that's specifics now. I understand. Now I get you. Now we can stand here and say, you know what? That's kind of messed up. It's kind of looked that way. In this particular case, he did bring up the facts. All those people he named, all people who truly won this past month. The diversity in the TBS championship tournament has been there. I know he was covering his bases by saying that. Beautifully done, by the way, that part. But that ending is what kills you, buddy, because nobody gives a damn what you wrote on the top. It's about how you finish that tweet. Because we're looking for what's next to those hashtags, right? Everybody looking at the hashtags. Then we go down to the comments. Then when you look down at the comments, everyone's saying, what a jackass.
Yep.
How about this? Stop tweeting. Stop responding like a child to everything somebody says about you. This man can't take criticism. I've never seen such a man not take criticism. It's scary how you are a business owner to this magnitude and you cannot take criticism.
Well, you know what the funny thing is?
It's insane.
You know what he does for the Jaguars? Marketing.
Which is even worse.
Yeah.
You can't take criticism, Tony. You can't. I'm sorry. This is proven. This is proof that you have to respond to everything everybody says.
What's amazing to me too is without his tweet, I don't think I would have seen her article.
Nope.
He brought a whole bunch more attention. I don't know if in his brain he was thinking, okay, this is going to get bigger, so let me cool it now. But he made it so much bigger and so much worse than it could have been.
If I was Tony, I would have responded like this. As you can see, I'm pretty sure all of you have seen the article and the comments that were said about AEW and the management and myself. We pride ourselves on being a very diverse company. We pride ourselves on being progressive. But I also said on the Four Corners commentary, shout out to those boys, I also said that if you're going to present yourself as being so progressive, present yourself as a progressive company all the way through and through. Don't present yourself one way and then do another. All right? So he prides himself on being such a progressive company, then show it. All right, so you brought the facts. He is kind of showing it. Now that I look deeper into it, I did my research, did my homework on this, because I don't want to speak on this without knowing what we're talking about. He brought everybody he's named, all truly the fact that they won this past month. All truly the fact that it's been diverse. I get you. So if you pride yourself on being progressive, make sure people keep receipts in 2022, buddy. They will come back to that tweet and it will haunt you. So you now put your foot in your mouth. If you want, you got to now continue to keep this going, buddy. Because as soon as you slip, somebody going to be right there with a knife ready to stab you right in the spine.
If there's one thing that wrestling fans don't do, it's forget.
We don't forget nothing.
We forget nothing. The amount of times that WWE does something stupid on TV.
Remember that?
The first quote tweet you see is the clip of the McMahons going, "We're going to give you what you want." That's the first. And that was to make you feel old. That was like 5 years ago.
I'm telling you right now, the day I believe Vince wants to be, the day I believe Vince wants to be progressive is the day he celebrates Juneteenth. That's when I know Vince is officially progressive. He has gone full all the way.
Don't say that, Rodney. Now you know that they're going to have a pay-per-view on Juneteenth.
Called Juneteenth?
Juneteenth.
All black pay-per-view.
We're going to get Vince celebrating Kwanzaa, bro.
Oh, my God. You're going to have Vince
have
that
man come out and
he already did it. he already did it. Remember, everyone in February was like, why is every single champion in Black History Month? And then March came around and they were like,
everybody got dropped. But
everybody.
But you got to think about it as a business standpoint. What's going on in the country is actually pretty smart. He capitalized by not putting that light on him in a negative way, saying, look at what we're doing over here. We're trying our best to make everybody happy. We understand that people are upset. I get it. It is pandering. It's severe pandering. I don't appreciate it because I understand where it's coming from, but I get why he did it. At the end of the day, turn your damn tweets off and be more specific on the other side.
Like Kris Jenner. You can hate it, but it's like genius marketing.
Yeah.
Genius pandering.
Yeah,
you can hate it as much as you want, but he's making the money, and he's wiping all your tears with his own $100 bills.
Damn right. I'm gonna got more money than you know what to do with.
And the last thing with the fans, leave Ty Conti alone, please. And
that's what I was trying to say before.
Leave it alone. It's none of your fucking business. Leave the woman alone.
First of all, Ty jumped in. She jumped in 2 different ponds at the same damn time, which I wish she didn't do. Once this whole thing broke, she wrote a whole soliloquy about being a Latin champ and being a Latina in the company, and beautiful. But are you crazy? Do you know what they're already mad at you about this whole Sammy Guevara situation?
But I want them to leave her alone with that, because remember, we had this whole thing 2 years ago with Carmella. Yeah. That we all sat and watched that pay-per-view and booed the shit out of her, and then we found out that his wife was a liar.
Yep.
So I think everyone needs.
That's what I was talking about.
That's what I was saying before about we need to stop worrying about people's personal lives unless they're doing something extremely dangerous.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I don't want to even care about him anymore because I'm still salty that he has a career after his comments, but whatever.
Kayla, he's come a long way. He's redeemed himself.
Sure,
me and Chris have did the research. He's redeemed himself. He has. He apologized. Right. He was become a better man about it. I really appreciate his work.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you this: if you don't want people in the public to talk about your private life, stop making your private life public.
They did it up until after they did it. They made it public after the whole.
He shouldn't have proposed out in front of thousands of people at a damn arena.
Was that a work or what? That seems like a work.
I don't know who this girl was.
That seemed like a work now. If you look back at it,
I believe I said it last week. I believe I said it last week on Andrew's Hot Takes. We knew that he was piping Ty Conti the minute he added her to the vlog crew.
Like, it was crazy.
We knew, bro. We all fucking knew. In the words of my boy Chris McGee from THWF, they fucking.
But at this point, she's the Twitter's already hot all over you like rabid dogs. And then you're gonna put that out there. I was like, Ty, just don't say nothing.
But again, like if you're that fucking there's something wrong with you if you're that worried about who Ty Conti keeps company with in her bedroom. There is something mentally fucking wrong with you. If you're watching wrestling, this is why these wrestling degenerate fans, we discussed this on another show. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you? Who cares? If Sammy Guevara did something against his engagement, that's his shit to deal with his ex-fiance. Ty Conti, if she chooses to be with this man, that's her fucking business. You degenerate. I'm going to put it this way. You fucking degenerate fanboys, get a life and start worrying about more important shit in life than who this woman spends time with. It's none of your fucking business.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Never going to have in their life. That's why.
I'm just playing devil's advocate because that's what
because everybody
respond to you.
I think it's more so because you have, like Chris said, you have these degenerate fanboys who are pissed now that Ty is off the market.
Yeah, as if you were getting hurt.
Anyway. Sure. Like you were going to pull Ty Conti.
Yeah, you were waking up with your fucking man boobs and you were going to call Ty Conti and she was going to come hang with you.
Kyle goes, what's up, guys?
Fuck out of here.
What up, Kyle?
Kaylin, we got a shout out for you. It says, hi, Kaylin. Long time no see. Glad to see you back.
From Mrs.
Listen,
Harris.
I'll just put it this way. And Kaylin, if you're in love with somebody, it's your prerogative if you want to post that for the world to see, correct?
Absolutely.
Thank you. So if Ty Conti decides to post New Year's Eve shit with her and her new boyfriend, good for you. That's it.
The problem with the double-edged sword of social media is if she posted a picture of just herself on New Year's Eve, all the comments would have been, "Oh, where's Sammy? Where is Sammy?" Like if you play,
well, Sammy's taking a picture.
If you don't say anything, you get comments. If you do say something, you get comments. You're never gonna win with social media.
Kaylin, you know, if she would have posted a picture by herself on New Year's Eve, the 80% of those comments was like, "Yo, show us the yams." You know that for a fact. Of course. These rabid dogs.
They're degenerates, man. They're fucking degenerates.
Drooling at the mouth.
Sickening comments on Ty's
drooling at the
Instagram.
mouth. Oh, my God.
Sickening. All right, bro. So we damn near killed like 50 minutes talking about this.
I know.
Let's get into talking some actual wrestling, bro.
Well, we could talk about AEW for an hour because ain't much to talk about on NXT.
There you go. I'm all for it. 10-man tag team match at New Year's Smash. I have to say, I like when they do tag team matches in AEW, man. To me, best tag team division in wrestling. You have a good mix here, but we talked about this, guys. Kaylin, we talked about this, about them doing these 8-man and 10-man and 5-man. And can we just get a traditional tag team match once in a while? Well, here we go. We got the Lucha Bros and Christian Cage, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus taking on Matt Hardy, Private Party, and FTR. Match was all over the place. Let's just say it was.
Match was way
over. Weird pairings all on both sides.
I honestly, personally, I didn't really pay much attention to it, to be honest.
No, the match was all over the place, guys.
It was a jumbled match.
You know, it's too much going on, and the camera angles that this company decides to shoot from really bother me sometimes. And they try to be different, and I respect you trying to be different. But for TV purposes, when a match this big is going on, it's too much. Okay, we can't go picture in picture. We can't do that. Not with this. You're gonna have to just run a regular commercial show.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to, with all the amount of people in tag matches, just have GoPros on their forehead and go, all right.
At this point, have an X cam. Invest in the X cam. Just have it above the ring, floating around. Whatever, because at this point, it's too much.
That was like watching a seizure.
Yes, it was like
that was like when you and all your buddies go on to when you would play WWE SmackDown versus Raw, and all of you and one person just decides to like run in a circle. One person's glitching in the corner because there's too many bodies on the screen, so your computer glitches.
Like that. I thought I was gonna hear the music, and they're just running around. That's what it felt like, and I hate matches like this. This company loves to do it. We get one at least once a week. It's too much.
I think it's because they're oversaturated, and they, like I said, I think everything goes back to double-edged sword when it comes to wrestling, because we can never be happy. Because if they didn't have that big of a tag match, they'd be like, well, where's FTR? Huh? Where's Matt Hardy? Oh, where's Private Party? Like, we would have been asking.
Oh, I'm never going to ask where's Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy.
That's
Matt
fair.
Hardy. This is his new name, Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy.
I will never put our APB out for Matt Hardy. Never.
That's fair.
No.
Never. I'm not looking for.
I was just throwing out names, guys. Come on.
No, I got you. But I know what you're saying. It's gotten to the point where I know Chris, you're in the belief of you can never have too much talent. But we're starting to see now some signs that maybe your tag team division is starting to become a little too big, because it's all right. I want to put all these guys on TV, but I don't know how to spread them out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you could have broke this match up. You could have broke it up into 2 different matches. You
didn't have to put all 10 men. There's too many tag matches.
Who doesn't like?
Listen, we've discussed this before, Rodney. It's time for Jurassic Express to go away. Move Jungle Boy into the singles division. Kick Christian K, whatever Marco Stunt 2.0 doesn't need to be with them. I mean, Luchasaurus, take the fucking mask off and go be a big wrestler. I mean, that's got to go. And then you could have had the Lucha Brothers maybe against Private Party to set up something. I mean, I don't know. But the whole thing it was weird. The whole pairing, and then to have the Lucha Brothers then getting into it with Jurassic Express at the end, getting into it with their own team, setting up a match for them.
I do believe that you have to break it up. And I feel like Jurassic Express is one of those teams that they can always come back together at a point. Just like a New Day. They can go their separate ways and then wind up forming back together. We know it Jurassic Express for who they are. We get it. I love it. I love the theme song. I love everything about it. I think Jungle Boy is one of the pillars of AEW. He has the it factor. We just gotta see the it factor now.
Let him go.
Let him rip. Let him go.
And
let him
there's
show
ways
it.
that you can make it an amicable. They don't have to fight. They don't have to really break up. Just do a kind of like a shake of the hands, walk off into a sunset,
Like,
and
I
be
gotta do this for
something
me.
new.
Like, I gotta join this tournament for me. You know, we see it. Like we said, use the example of the New Day. We see them do it. King of the Ring tournament, WWE title runs.
It works.
They've done it. It works. So,
and it makes it all the more satisfying when we do get that little hint of them being together. It makes it satisfying.
Yeah.
That
So,
we
like,
will take any New Day interaction that we can.
Well, and I think doing it that way is really rare. They always do the other way, like you said, Kaylin. They always end up in a fight and they break up. Do it the other way. Sometimes that works better.
I would love to see them go their separate ways, but all right, Luchasaurus and these guys have this beef with FTR. They have this beef with 2.0. Cool. Perfect. Let that be their forever rivalry. Let that be those guys that they hate. So when they go their separate ways, they come back, have a match with 2.0 again. Then they had, bring it back when the time is right. We see it with the New Day and New Shows all the time, who put on another phenomenal match on day one. They opened up the show and killed it. So anytime you get those four men in the ring, you know it's going to be fireworks.
2.0 getting a lot of rub lately.
They really are.
They're just a fight forever kind of thing. I was thinking, like, how many times have we seen this match before? And then my answer is actually never, because they make it so different every time.
What, New Day Usos?
Yeah.
We've been talking about that since the studio. Every time they got in the ring together.
It's never boring.
No, never is.
Which you would think, like, after a while, we'd be like, all right, we get it. Like, thank you. But I don't know how they do it, that they make it a different story, too, each time.
And that's the example that needs to be used over here in AEW at the tag team division. Use that as a basis. I'm not saying copycat it, but use it as a basis of understanding.
But
I want to see a straight tag team, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'll give my defense is that the thing with wrestling is that you don't get the chance to do where you might in like movies where you can do a screen test before and have an audience go, oh, I didn't like this, and go, okay, well, let me fix it. It's live. You don't have a chance to do that unless you're in the middle of the ring and people are booing you and throwing beach balls, but that's your screen test. Like, there's no way to really test it out beforehand. You can, like, obviously test out, spoilers, guys, like matches are predetermined and they practice it before the show, but there's no way to really, unless you have that chemistry, which is why the New Day and like Usos can do it. It's kind of, that's where I will give defense about if things are like, we've seen this before and we really can't get into it. Sometimes it's just a natural chemistry thing where people can do it. And then other times it's really just got to be a test of like right there on the spot. And if it doesn't work, then you never see it again.
Exactly. Kyle said that's one of the best rivalries in history.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I wholeheartedly agree.
And the Jessica Hoffman goes, the way I see it, who cares who Sammy is with? None of my business. Hey, I agree.
That's true.
Ain't my business.
The less I know about his business, the better. Thank you very much.
That's it. Once again, we move on to a trios match. Look at that. Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz taking on Terry Garcia 2.0. Sorry, guys. It's just a mishmash of
Do they deserve all the Rob Rodney?
2.0?
Yeah.
They're a comic relief of AEW, I've noticed. They are. They're trying to be them and the Acclaim are the funny guys. Well, trying to be funny. I don't find them funny.
I don't find them funny.
I don't find them funny.
Yeah. They sucked in NXT and they suck now. 2.0.
There's a reason why you got clipped. You're not very good. I'm still the words from Tony Khan. You're just not that
some big spots
good.
Too. They're in big spots here. Let's be honest.
You're facing one of the top contenders for the tag team titles and Proud and Powerful. Let's just put it that way.
They got him in an angle with Chris Jericho. I mean, they're in a big spot.
2.0? Really?
2.0.
Like,
what's the other dude's name?
Daniel Garcia.
Daniel Garcia.
Okay.
Which isn't a bad kid to me. a little undersized. Why is everybody on the small side all of a sudden in pro wrestling? Everybody's getting smaller as the years go on. It's crazy. Like he's a little on the small side. Looks a lot like a cruiserweight, but he fits with them, so he can jump around and do all the crazy stuff. So Eddie Kingston in the middle of this, we understand there's history there. There's a long history there.
That's an interesting. Maybe I'm gonna go off on maybe a little side thing there, but that comment. Maybe this means nothing, but I think that's interesting that now everyone's on the small side because 10 years ago, the biggest man in wrestling was Daniel Bryan, who was on the small side, and maybe that's the spark that makes people go, "I can do that."
He was a trendsetter.
So maybe well waits 10 years. Maybe 10 years down the line, people are going to see Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair and go like, "I can do that."
Well, if you go back farther, Kaylin, like with the Hardy Boys, and Christian back then weren't the biggest dudes, and you see a generation after that of like Daniel Bryan.
That's why trends always come back, is because people are inspired by something, and you're not going to get that in 2 years. You got to own your craft and you take it. Everything comes back every 10 years.
Chris Jericho wasn't the biggest dude.
Real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. See, I think that the trendsetters, people that move the needle on the small side, a lot of people gonna hate me for
like if you think about it, AJ Lee came about 10 years after Lita. Then we got Paige, who was they're kind of similar times, but like everything you can see who inspired them, and then they take that and make it better. Or I mean, that's opinions, but
if you go through the history, I mean, with the exception of Triple H, from what I've gathered from this group, all our favorite wrestlers are on the smaller side. And all the ones we put up on the Mount Rushmore are on the smaller side. Stone Cold put up, he and The Rock, okay, they stand on their own, but we've talked, like Kaylin said, Daniel Bryan, Shawn Michaels, all these dudes, they're not the biggest wrestlers. If you look, Seth Rollins is not big.
Because I think just started to realize compared to, which is why I love how all of us kind of grew up with different eras. I think what grabbed people has become different for each generation. Like, I think my generation really became more now high flying and really had to be spectacles. Like, I know my dad, I was like, always ask him when he has his favorite wrestler. I was like, but were they good? Like, was Hulk Hogan good? He's like, no, like not at all. Like, and he would tell me like which ones. He was like, Macho Man was like actually good. I was like, was Ultimate Warrior good? He's like, no, like
that man can work circles around people.
I think in the past 20, I would say 20 years, definitely more with the Attitude Era, because I just watched after the pay-per-view. I did watch like the
Ruthless Aggression.
Yeah, which I was like, I want to watch something else, but I can't shut this off. I have to finish. I like that they really did talk about having to make it more about characters and less about wrestling. And I think that's why so many of our Mount Rushmores are not really about their wrestling ability, where they are really good, but you have to have the whole package. Where that's why Hulk Hogan will never be on mine, because personal reasons aside, he wasn't a good wrestler. Nope. I love Andre the Giant as a character, but that man could not move more than
he never did it for me.
No.
Like, that's why Kevin Owens is so great. It's because that man can move, and you would.
And he looks like me and Rodney.
And go, no way. Rodney knows every time my dad will walk past us watching Kevin Owens, he every single time goes, no way.
There's like, no way he's wrestling.
Like, we're like, Dad, he's going to do a flip off the top rope. He's like, no, he's not. He's not going to do it.
He's not doing that.
He's not doing that.
Shout out to Al.
Well, Kaylin, you know what you got to do? You have to do a watch along with me and Rodney.
Yeah.
All right.
Of one of the throwback pay-per-views from back in the day.
And you can chuckle. We laugh at Dorian.
They are entertaining.
We laugh. Kaylin, we die.
I would get Al to do it with us, but I think we would get shut off.
No.
Oh, yes, we would.
Yeah, we probably would, actually.
Yeah, we would.
But I'm going to take this moment to do a quick read. Because Tap That Mall did help us, help sponsor us this month and help pay for some fees. So I'm gonna do a quick read for them. Tap That Mall. We never went away. We're working to give you more options on all our sites. and shopping at it's like shopping at a real mall, but it's virtual. Don't bother going out to the cold and standing in long lines waiting at stores. Relax, get comfortable, and go to tapthatmall.com and shop for over 25 brands on our site. And we have brands for men's, women's, children's, beauties, and shoes. That's tapthatmall.com. Yeah, I'll tap that. Really cool stuff. I love Tap That Mall. I'm affiliated with Tap That Mall. It ran by a great guy and business partner of mine, Ranjan Caldea, great man, fan of the show, always in the comment section. But he Tap That Mall has helped us out through and through and helped us get on our feet. So, guys, you're looking to shop at from home, you're looking to get gifts. Got Valentine's Day coming up. We got some really cool stuff on there. Really cool different brands and different things that you can shop from here in our virtual mall. So go to tapthatmall.com. Also, some other announcements, cool things coming up. I'm starting a new interview series, folks. It's an interview special, me one-on-one with certain people, and some really impactful people as well. First guest on my interview series is going to be Justin Taub, comedian Justin Taub. You can find all of his stuff everywhere on YouTube, Spotify, and every which way you get your comedy from. So Justin Taub will be my first guest next Sunday here live on Facebook and YouTube. Also following other guests who are going to be talking about some real hard-hitting stuff. One of them being my good friend of mine and Justin Rodriguez, who is an old school wrestler fan, another childhood friend, and happened to be a damn good NYPD police officer. Talking about some real stuff. You're also going to be interviewing Steve Simpson, another good man, author of 4 different books, who's been featured everywhere, talking about mental illness and the effect of it from adolescent all the way up to now. And also going to be interviewing a couple of my friends, and one of them being the nice young lady. She doesn't know this yet, but she will be getting interviewed by me. She just has to pick a day when she's available. Kaylin King. We're going to be talking about film. We're going to be talking about the impact that film has, and also the impact that film has on today's society. So those are a couple of topics I want to cover, and the interview series will be going up right on the archives. We're doing it as a special, real quick. Might be an hour long, might be 2 hours, depending on how long I want to talk for.
All right, I'm back.
So got those things, different announcements coming up and different things going down. One-on-one with Rodney Harris, talking about some real things. You guys asked for it, you guys get it. But back to the action. Unbelievable stuff with AEW, right? Eddie Kingston just really flexing and showing his versatility, right? After all of the stuff we said about him being out of shape, him not hitting the gym, he tends to impress me every time he comes out there with something. Now I'm starting to dive in to Eddie and what's next for Eddie. What do you guys think is next for Eddie Kingston walking out of this match?
I just heard, was it like the day before yesterday? Mox is supposed to be coming back soon.
Oh, really? Really?
Yes. I saw that guy that I told you that I follow on YouTube, Ango.
Yes.
He was talking about it. I saw it a little bit on Sportskeeda. I don't remember. I don't think Fightful posted anything about it. I saw it mainly on Sportskeeda, but I saw it twice. So I'm kind of hopeful.
Let's hope that Mox is ready and mentally, physically, emotionally ready to be back in the ring. And like we said, we were all pulling for him. We wish him the best. Take as much time as you need, brother. If you feel like it's too soon, brother, take some more time. It's all right.
That's going to be one hell of a pop when he comes back.
Ooh, is it?
Might be shocked. I would like him to not stay away as long as possible. I want him to focus on him first. I've never in all this time been like, I need him to come back. I saw too many people being like, prayer circle for Mox to return. I'm like,
and can we let him come back with his original fucking music? Can we ditch the Wild Thing shit already?
I love Wild Thing.
I don't like it for him. I don't like it.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm going to take a lot of heat for it, but I don't like it.
Oh, are you? Do you understand who that lady is next to you on the screen?
I don't like it. I'm sorry. I like his original theme song. It worked.
What was the original theme song? What was it called?
I don't even remember. To be
Which
honest.
one?
That was a great song. I love that intro, but
I think it was
Wild Thing with the crowd.
They made up for him.
Wild Thing's so good to get everybody else pumped, and you didn't expect it from him either. I think.
And the version they picked from Major League is just right on.
Which
Perfect.
I knew I loved it because I never forget anything, especially about Mr. Mox. They did an interview and asked him, like, what's your favorite movie of, like, all time? And he has said Major League is his favorite movie of all time. So when I first heard that song, I was like...
Yeah, it's the rock juiced up version. Yep.
And I like that they kind of really play it really quiet. like they do with like when Jericho comes out,
they don't play it too loud.
They play it super loud, and it gets the crowd singing too. I like that they play it really quiet because they know the crowd's just gonna sing it.
Yeah,
and shout out to AEW crowds real quick for understanding lyrics and singing it the correct way. For a lot of these theme songs, I gotta give them a shout out for that because I've been at some wrestling events and I've heard some people sing the completely wrong lyrics to some things. But all the AEW crowds I've been a part of all got the lyrics down pat. I'm very proud of you guys.
It's funny you say that because I said something a while back actually about Chris Jericho's theme song. When it gets to the "Embraced by the Darkness, I'm Losing the Light" part. It loses a lot of the crowd when it gets to that part because
people don't know the lyric.
People don't know that lyric.
I know people on their phones.
A lot of them are on their phones now.
They're on their phones reading the lyrics because they got called out on TV. I forgot who did it. I think Jericho did it himself. He called them out on it, and it was a thing. It became, all right, let's make sure we get it right. Like a whole choir. They're sitting there like this.
Speaking of what Colin said, his shit was really loud when he came out on Wednesday.
Yeah, that pop was crazy in Jacksonville.
No, his music.
No, his music was.
It was like on 11. Yeah, I mean, when he came out, it was really loud.
It could be because they were in Daly's place, right?
Yes.
It could be the acoustics in there.
I love Daly's place.
Yeah, Daly's place is really good acoustics.
They gotta make that like that.
Great setting for a show. It's so good. Man. It just reminds me of how that saved me watching wrestling through the pandemic. Because I could watch it at Daly's place. I could not watch the shit going on in the performance center.
Come on. You wasn't in the Thunderdome? You didn't
make the Thunderdome was one. Listen, the Thunderdome was one thing. The shit before the Thunderdome, that WrestleMania. I don't even get me started on that WrestleMania that year. That was poops.
The one fan in the building.
Fucking poops.
Listen, they did what they could. They did what they could. I'm gonna give them.
Yeah, they could have done nothing. It would have been better.
Oh man, but hey, listen. Nonetheless, Eddie Kingston, where we going?
Chris Jericho.
Jericho direct. We're going Jericho. We all feel
we're going Jericho in a hardcore match. I think.
Digging it. How you guys like Jericho hardcore match? Eddie Kingston, get down with it. Eddie Kingston throwing his weight around.
As long as it's good, I'll watch anything. I haven't turned on my TV in months.
It's all right. It's all right. Knock the dust off.
I watched day one, which obviously maybe that shouldn't have been the pay-per-view to watch, but I was sitting in the living room and my dad goes, "What are you watching?" I was like, "Put on your hat, Dad. Get ready. You're not going to believe this."
Day one actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
It was not.
Day one was pretty good.
I was actually shocked. I'm telling you, Andrew will cover all of it. He will cover all of it.
I was watching Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai. Listen, I finished it today.
I got 7 more to go.
Come on, Chris. Come on.
Listen, I promised my wife last September in 2020. Right? What are we in? 2020.
22.
2020 September. That I watch it together. Ooh. And we got halfway through the first season. And then about a year later, I'm saying, wait a minute, it's a year later. So I had to go start watching it by myself. And then the last 2 weeks, I binged through, I watched all 3, and now I'm into 4. So
I got a question for you after we're done with AEW. I have a really good question for you because I thought of something while I was watching it today. And it reminded me of somebody.
Never get me to watch that show. Ever.
What?
No, I won't do it. Why? I won't do it.
Do you not like Ralph Macchio like me? I hate that man. But why?
The 80s references are great.
So good.
I've walked past it while my mom loves it. I've walked past, and now I'm salty because we just finished watching all the Harry Potter movies, my mom.
I'm listening.
And we were on one of them, and she's like, I can't stand. There was one of the movies, she was like, I can't stand this because all it is teen drama. I was like, ma'am, I know you watch Cobra Kai. So I don't want to hear anything about you not liking teen drama.
Oh,
because I know it's there. I know it's there. So
Robin,
I don't want to hear
nothing. Robin. Shout out to Robin.
About it. I was so salty. She was like, "You would understand if you watched it." I was like, "Now I'm not going to. Now I won't."
I'm gonna stop over one day. I miss them. They're so. Her parents are so cool. So damn cool. No. Well, first of all, Al just makes me laugh. He is hilarious. But no, we're moving on to the next match. We got Warlow taking on Colin Delaney. Now, I talked about Warlow. I confess my love for Warlow as a character and what he can do. I think it's time. I'll say it again,
coming,
Chris.
Rodney.
I'm gonna say it again.
It's coming.
Could this be Wardlow's year to break out? When am I gonna get Wardlow?
You're gonna get Wardlow.
I'm really.
He already said it. MJF already said you have to relinquish the ladder match if you win. So right, it's a ladder match.
Yeah.
What is Wardlow involved in? Yeah. So you already told him that belongs to me if you win. So it's a done deal.
Oh,
you're gonna get Wardlow.
Our number one fan is watching us currently. So there she is eating dinner, watching us on the screen. So she's jamming out. She's having a good time. So shout out to Angelica. Thanks for watching, sweetheart. Appreciate you.
What is she eating?
She is having noodles with I believe she's having noodles with
James finished Cobra Khan release day. What's up, James? From Australia.
Yeah, shout out from all the way from Australia. Yeah, wow. Taylor, we got some new listeners, but we got some new listeners
down under.
From our Australian friends coming through. I love it. James.
You think they would have liked my Iconics accent?
Do it. Maybe James will like it. James,
no.
Can you give Kaylin a fair example?
No.
I won't put you on the spot like that. I was
not prepared.
She is having meatballs, lima beans, and waiting for rice. So
lima beans.
Yeah, so we're trying to get her diverse with her vegetables.
That's a healthy palate there.
Did you say diverse?
Beans, but...
Yeah.
You better watch your mouth, Rodney.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Don't shoot me, guys. No, we're trying to exercise our palate a little bit, change it up. From peas to string beans one night to broccoli to cauliflower. She had cauliflower last night.
Oh, broccoli's so good.
We're changing it up.
Amazing.
She's a beast. If anybody knows me, I love to eat, and that young lady, she can eat me under the table, man. She's unbelievable. I don't know where she puts it, but it's crazy. Warlow, fantastic talent. MJF wants Warlow's spot, but we're getting MJF Warlow. It's coming. I needed to be in a steel cage so I can watch MJF get tossed around. Would you guys agree? Would you guys like to see MJF get locked in a cage and watch
Warlow? Absolutely.
Roll around. Oh man, I can't wait. I'm excited. I really hope Warlow gets his due and gets it done right, because we talked about this before, Chris. The big man at AEW really don't get no respect in a way. Like they don't.
No, it's the opposite. Properly. Yeah, they don't.
It's so weird, but they have plenty of big guys. Plenty. We just got to get them right. We got to get them on the right path. And yeah, I want to see Warlow collide with Hobbs. I want to see these things. Let's make it happen.
Yeah,
let's make it happen.
And I do want to see him ragdoll MJF first.
Ooh boy, wouldn't that be fun? But TBS Championship Tournament. Here we go, ladies match in the house. Thunder Rosa, my girl Thunder Rosa, taking on Jade Cargill. This match went a little different than what I thought it was going to go. But Chris, I can't tell you I'm mad. I can't tell you I'm upset. It was a hell of a match. I thought that it was a little bit even down the stretch here. I thought fair offense on both sides from both ladies. The finish wasn't what I wanted, but I think bigger things for Thunder Rosa are coming. What are your guys' thoughts on Jade Cargill going over on Thunder Rosa to move on in the TBS Championship Tournament?
I thought it was a good match. I wasn't opposed to it.
Thunder Rosa is becoming the one that puts him over now.
I like that. And I think that because from what I read, Chris, and this is to get everybody excited, they're thinking about running it back. Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker.
They should.
The drop. I think they're waiting for the right moment. Big time moment. Big time. We talked about this. If you guys didn't watch the live stream, we did the watch along. Behind the Barricade was represented on the Four Corners of Commentary watch along for day one. Did that on Saturday night with those boys. Had a tremendous time. And we talked about it too. Thunder Rosa possibly go running that back with Britt Baker might be the best thing they can do for Britt Baker and for the women's division. Because if we
certainly not Riho.
No. When we look back at the women in this division, there's a lot of good women coming up in the ranks. Jade Cargill, for example. But we also have a veteran in Thunder Rosa who's been doing this a while. She's not a young lady like the rest of these ladies out here trying to work their way into the wrestling business. She's out here experienced. She has a lot to offer. I just don't like seeing her wrestle on AEW Dark. Don't like that. I want her on television. I think she deserves to be on television. I want to see her do big things, and I think it's coming this year. I think her and Britt Baker, AEW Women's Championship, is the best route to go.
Yeah, run that back.
Run that back. It was some people would say match of the year between her and Brett. That match put Britt Baker to the moon. It sent her to the moon. Okay, we all can sit here and say, oh, but she did it on her own. No. Having a good dance partner can bring you to the moon too. That match with her and Thunder Rosa sent Britt Baker to the moon.
Yeah.
So let's give Britt Baker her due, but let's give Thunder Rosa some of that shine as well. She wouldn't have been able to do it without her. Let's run it back. I'm not saying take the title off of Britt, but let's make it believable.
Because we all know the current competition is not believable.
Rio ain't cutting it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It just ain't there for me. I ain't there for me.
It never will be.
Does anybody believe that Rio can beat Britt Baker straight up in a match?
No.
We gotta take a poll. Anybody believe that?
No.
Is that true?
Maybe 3 years ago.
Maybe 3 years ago? Britt Baker not really know what she's doing in the ring.
Listen, no offense to the woman, but she's never been believable from day one when I watched it. Never. I'm sorry. There is smaller frame wrestlers, and then there's Rio. And I'm sorry. It just doesn't work.
I don't like making fun of people's stature. But Rio, it's hard to believe that she's a wrestler. It's very difficult because she's very small. And we always say Sasha Banks is a smaller woman as well.
No,
but Sasha Banks can move. Sasha
Banks is athletic. She's
athletic as hell.
When you look at Sasha Banks, you see athlete.
Yes. When you look at Rio, you see
there's a total difference.
I don't even know what to call Rio.
A freshman in high school.
Like Rio.
Yeah.
Somebody you put in a locker.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I don't know what to call her. Like
Lay's bag of chips.
Literally.
Don't call her women's champ because that's not going to be good.
Now
to run it back. Ugh.
Now after this match, we had a surprise come in and really make her debut. Mercedes Martinez availed herself as an attacker on Thunder Rosa, and right when Ruby Soho hit the ring, we all knew that's where the finals is going to be. Jade Cargill taking on Ruby Soho for the TBS championship. But Mercedes Martinez now involved with Jade Cargill. Maybe this is a one-off kind of relationship thing. Maybe they can be building those two as a team, which we know everybody needs a buddy in AEW. So maybe this is Mercedes Martinez's buddy. Everybody gotta have a buddy when she comes into the company. And I like the signing of Mercedes Martinez. I think it adds to the women's division that needed. If anybody needs to be if anything they need in this company is more women.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're signing a lot of big signings of men. I'm not trying to say it that way, but I just feel like that division is lacking still a little bit because I want them to have more options of women. Don't roll out the same women all the time.
She's definitely one of those low key signings that'll, I think, pay dividends. I don't think she never got full steam in NXT and whatever they were doing with her.
Yeah,
but
it never worked.
When they did give her moments, I thought she shined, and sign me up for her and Thunder Rosa. I'll watch that.
Yeah, and she's a great worker. Another experienced individual who could really put people over if you want her to, but also help people shine. She's not a bad worker. So I like the fact that she's coming here in AEW. I know a lot of people say, wasn't she an Impact? What is she doing? Listen, when you're working for this company, you can work at other places.
Talk about people's paychecks.
You can work other places. It's not WWE where you're subjected to one.
Yeah, and another thing, Mercedes Martinez has been wrestling for 15 fucking years, and 13 of them before she went to WWE or 14
was everywhere.
Came from WWE.
Like
no,
she came from everywhere.
She worked for WWE. She didn't come from WWE.
No, she didn't.
She worked there for a hot minute. That's it. The hot New York minute worked there.
I had to go double check if she actually worked there or not, because WWE loves to go, oh, we signed this person, then go up. You like her?
When she had a full out feud, was wrestling for the NXT. She challenged Raquel Gonzalez. She
was in Retribution for a quick minute.
Yeah,
all of fucking 3 episodes.
Oh, that was a mess. Oh God, what a mess! You had to bring up Retribution, Chris. Why you gotta give these flashbacks, man? Come on.
Let the woman eat and leave her alone. She's allowed to sign with AEW. She's not a product of the Performance Center.
Oh yeah,
they told that storyline with.
If you think that Mercedes Martinez is a product of the Performance Center, you just have to stop watching. You should not.
You don't know wrestling. You don't know.
Yeah, you don't
know wrestling at all.
Don't know no wrestling, guys. If you
then honestly you just gotta.
Well, WWE trained her, and no.
If you think Bryan Danielson's start was on the NXT of WWE,
yeah, well, that's what they think.
You're done.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that is pretty sad because you missed a whole lot of good wrestling.
And I will tell you, Kaylee, because you haven't been around to hear this. You asked me specifically back in the studio when Daniel Bryan got cleared to return what I felt about it. And I was like, that was because of me watching him in WWE. Mm-hmm. Then I went back and watched his ROH shit. And now him,
incredible.
AEW is just off the charts. Rodney will tell you, I'm one of his biggest fans now. Because of the way, it's unreal. It's unreal.
I think I told you, maybe I did, Rodney, that when they had that pay-per-view and we didn't know who was coming, that I called Megan and we were on the phone at the end of that match. We were like, that's Adam Cole. Like, we're done. Hate it. We were about to hang up. And we stayed on the phone an extra 15 minutes and we didn't even watch what was happening. We were screaming our heads off. At Bryan Danielson showing up, we were like, God.
Shout out to Megan Bowles. Shout out to her. I know she's loving this whole Edge stuff, but I hate to break the news to you. I still hate Edge. And with this Edge and Miz feud made me love Miz actually more. I don't know how that's even possible.
I don't know how you're such a hater.
Yeah, that one baffles me, Rodney.
I don't understand that one at all.
What, Edge?
Yeah.
I can't stand him.
It baffles me.
Edge is on my Mount Rushmore.
Good God.
I'm a little surprised. I didn't think, you don't stress. Listen, I understand if you're not all in on Edge like Kalen is, but
no, I respect the guy. I respect what he
don't
went
like
through.
him.
I just don't. I'm not. I was never an Edge. I was never an Edge head. I wasn't. Man, didn't move the needle for me.
I don't know how. That was the first. Edge was the first guy when I started watching wrestling where I think everyone, when you first start, you don't know at that point that you can root for bad guys. Your brain automatically is like, oh, you're bad. I don't like you. He was the first one that I was like, I don't know why I like this guy, but he's beating up John Cena, and I don't know why I like it, but I do.
Do you want to hear something funny? That's how I felt about liking. And it's funny because he's the kind of heel that you would think I would like because I'm such a big Triple H fan.
Yeah.
And him and Triple H's heels work is kind of the same. Where it's I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hurt you to no end.
Similar.
They are very similar as their work as characters. And I gotta give him that. I respect his work, but it's just the whole thing. The outrage of love is just crazy to me. It's like, God, what are you guys seeing this guy?
They love him.
It's like crazy. I'm bad. I don't get it. It's my one hot take.
I think what a part of it is, at least for me, is that I was unfortunately one of those people that did succumb to watching Total Divas and Total Bellas because I was like, this is so bad, I gotta watch more. So when Daniel Bryan retired, we kind of saw everything unfold on that show, especially like his emotions. And he's like, what now? Like he was always kind of there. And WWE capitalized on like, oh, we'll give him another position to do that. Like Edge coming back was something like I never saw. I really was like, that's never happening again. Like the way he would like describe it when he left, he was like, if I go back, like I'll be paralyzed. Like I'm done.
Yeah.
So when he came back, it was such an like, oh my God, that now even like he doesn't look bad. Like he still
he looks great. He's in amazing
taking
shape.
The comeback as not like I don't want to do the Brock Lesnar anymore because I like this run now. I don't know. I don't think it's the facing. I don't know what came over him that now it seems like he wants to do more. I don't know why it took him so long, but like fine. Like so many people come back and like Goldberg, and he wants to do more of like, let me do the side. Like I don't need to be the big main event. Like give me the Seth Rollins feud. Like give me the Miz feud. Like I think I was messaging you guys about it. I think the Miz is arguably like, I don't think so many people disagree. I think Hall of Famer for sure. That the things that he's been thrown his way, the garbage, he takes it and he makes it, and he makes a name for himself outside of places. Whether you watch him on Dancing with Stars or not, like he works so hard to get such little payoff that's why I like him. And I feel like Edge did the same thing, that he worked so hard and like half the time it was really not a lot of payoff. And when he did get it, he ran with it and it worked.
Well, so I think, Rodney, if you want to get motivated, watch on the network or Peacock the lead up to Edge's comeback. What is it? 24?
Okay.
Or whoever it is.
Which I haven't.
You haven't seen
honestly, it? I haven't watched the 24 on Edge. Like I said,
dude,
I'm not an Edge fan.
You have to. You have to. Listen, if you want to get motivated to work out or whatever, put that on. I'm telling you. It just, because I was like, you forget about Edge. All right, he's gone. He's retired. Then I watched that. Anthony, of all people, did you watch he texted me during the pandemic. Did you watch that? So I watched it. I'm like, wow. Next thing you know, I'm downstairs hitting my heavy bag. I'm telling you. And then it got some Foo Fighter music in it. Fucking awesome.
Foo Fighters, Rodney.
You can't go wrong.
And I love the Foo Fighters.
Well, I'm telling you, Rodney, you will come back next week and be like, I have a different opinion of Edge.
I will watch it.
Listen, the same way I just told Taylor. I wasn't into the Yes movement, but I went, I did the research, I watched them, and now I'm like the biggest Daniel Bryan fan.
James says, Miz, one word, awesome. Chicago's fans should do research. Yes, you need to do your research. Goes, Miz is one of the best heels maybe ever. It's not a lot of good heels.
I feel like in this generation of the past, I would even say like I keep forgetting we're in 2022 and he's been around almost 20 years, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like the fact that he's really never had a day off unless I think he had surgery like once. The only time he's off is when he's doing something that's going to involve WWE somehow, like when he films a movie, which is always just WWE Studios. I feel like he has just worked so hard and has gone through so many eras. Like he's so many superstars to me rolled in one. I said he was kind of like Edge. Like everyone thinks Seth Rollins is like this generation's Edge, and I would really say
classic.
I would really say it's The Miz, who came up with like John Morrison and then was like, you know what, I'm actually better than you. And like, it was like an Edge and Christian kind of vibe that they were like the comedic relief for a while. I feel like there's so many parallels with them. And Miz they made it like a lovable dick kind of thing that as much as you want to hate him, when he spits truth, whenever he shoots on people, when they go on Miz TV and he yells at them, we always go back and go like, you know what?
Sorry, Andrew. Hot take. I can't save it for Thursday. It's funny that you bring up Seth Rollins. I do believe that Edge was a good comparison for Seth Rollins, but in this generation, work rate, work in the ring, always putting the work in. No matter what you do, by hook or by crook, you know he's gonna be there. You know he's gonna work. there was somebody out there in the 90s, other than gyrations and coming out in man thongs, and being a complete degenerate. When it comes down to work in the ring, you couldn't take that away from him. That's Shawn. If you look at Seth Rollins' work in the ring and his work as a worker, just flat out, could be this generation's Shawn Michaels.
Oh, I agree with that too. I feel like he's also done great that I don't think Seth Rollins needs to be compared to anybody else. I think he's just Seth Rollins.
I was just about to say, as far that's just his work ethic. But when it comes to being the character, Seth Rollins is this generation's Seth Rollins.
Agreed.
He set a new standard for the bar. So somebody's got to chase Seth at some point. You got to get to his level. Now, I don't condone him wearing wild fur jackets every week. I'm shocked. I can't wait to see what he comes up with today. He look like a whole damn picnic table from 1972 2 weeks ago.
I'm getting
like we will see, but it's just crazy. It's crazy what he's become. But it's funny that we're talking about guys who set bars and set standards. Here's a guy who decided to make his comeback, and after 7 years, he has been seen a whole lot in AEW. He makes his first appearance at Daly's Place, and he goes by the name of CM Punk. Now, CM Punk lately has been on a little bit of a roll with this MJF feud. Every city he goes into, he tends to just destroy, and conquer. Every crowd, he has a crowd in the palm of his hand.
He dropped the Tebow bomb.
Oh, yes, he did. He dropped that Tebow bomb this week, and it got the crowd all hot and bothered, talking about waste of money. He did it in Long Island, where he absolutely obliterated the island.
He was great in Long Island. I don't care what anyone says. He was great.
He obliterated.
I knew that there was going to be some part of Andrew that was like, I hate CM Punk now. I hate him. And I was like,
oh, he was getting mad, Kaylin. He wasn't liking it.
Oh, you should have been there, Kaylin.
Kaylin, he was not liking it.
The best part is whenever I go to shows and they make fun of like New Yorkers in Long Island, I always go into it like laughing, go like, you're absolutely right. When they're like, yeah, you guys suck. I'm like, you're
he couldn't take it. He kept looking at me and Rodney.
It's because he touched our Islanders. But listen, Andrew, I love you. This is not our year. All right? We suck. It's fine. We're on a 2-game streak of winning. And guess what? It's not going to last. I'm sorry.
Rodney, didn't Andrew blame COVID when CM Punk said, like, the Islanders haven't won in the arena yet?
Yeah.
Andrew looked at us. He's like, well, they guys out with COVID.
It's COVID's fault. Ruined the schedule. I was like, Jesus. Andrew, look.
Because he's right.
The arena wasn't done, and it was all because of COVID, because they couldn't finish the arena. I was like, Andrew,
that's me. He was all upset.
But like, Andrew, you do have a point. They couldn't finish the arena because of COVID. I get it. He goes, it's not their fault. They would have won by now.
Punk doesn't know that though, Andrew.
Yeah,
I know, Andrew. I got you, buddy. I understand. I feel you. But he literally
talking
about dropping
CM
bombs.
Punk is doing exactly what he needs to do.
CM Punk dropped napalm. He's been dropping napalm on all the damn crowds.
I think he's been fantastic.
Oh, he's been really good. And
I think it's so amazing the amount of people that have returned, and it's really like, don't miss a beat. He really, if I showed one of my friends who's like never watched wrestling before, and I'm like, would you believe me if that man took 7 years of doing nothing? They would say I'm a liar.
I would say this. Do we believe that due to the feud with MJF, that it saved him a little bit here? Because we got kind of bored of seeing the same CM Punk get trotted out there every week, where he's sitting down doing a 20-minute promo. And
I think it got him back on track, or whatever you want to call it. I think it, and I think it helped him hone his game because he was gone for so long, and now he's back spitting it out, and it's fantastic.
I think it needed a proper feud because I think a lot of people were worried that it was just going to be in every week we're going to feed him somebody. I think he needed a person that was on his level.
On his level, yeah. I think
on his level verbally, who can battle him on the mic. MJF can battle him on the mic. Kayla, you hit the nail right on the head.
Yeah, I think that,
because I think I know who it probably could have been, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, wow. Oh, you talking about Mox?
I think they could have at some point.
People
I don't
forget
think
how
it's
good
gonna happen
it
right
is.
away. And
People
I don't,
forget
and
how
I'm
good
not,
it is.
and I don't think I want it to happen anytime soon. Again,
Oh, that
I
would be
think
rough for you, Caitlin.
I need Mox to take as much time away as possible. I don't need him to come back anytime soon.
But whenever that happens, that's going to be rough for you.
They got a whole ass baby at home. I don't need him to come back anytime soon.
Let's just say Renee says, I got it. Don't just say, hypothetically speaking, not rushing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Renee goes, you ready? Do you feel like you're ready? He has this conversation with his wife, and he goes, I feel like I'm ready. Are you feel like you're ready to just, I know the baby's here. You okay? And she goes, yeah, I'm okay. So he comes back. What if he comes back? Let's say they got this match going on with CM Punk MJF. He just hits the crowd. Don't play no music. Just come walking down. Hits the ring. Drops a paradigm shift to CM Punk and cost him that match.
You're going to have to come to my house and check my vitals.
Like he did a double or nothing?
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
Yeah. I think I don't know what's in the man's head. But I think he's the type of dude that needs to rest. Like, he needs to do his, like, I don't think he can sit around the house too long. I think he needs to do what he does.
Kaylin said it best.
Renee's the type of woman, when you watch her, she's well grounded, and I think she can handle her business and let him, without his demons, of course, do his thing. I think with him sitting around the house, and I think Tony Khan will give him whatever kind of schedule he needs to be healthy.
And Kaylin said it best. The worst thing that he's come out and said, the worst thing he hates is having time off.
Mike Steinberg said, "Fuck Tony Khan."
Jesus.
Steinberg in the house.
Mike coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Wow, coming in hot.
Coming red hot. James says the Miz has been all
the way. Rodney, just skip to the next one because he
Oh, the Miz has been all the way from being exiled from the locker room to being the biggest locker room leader in talents. Yeah, he's coming full circle. Yeah. He's come full circle. That's not even a debate. What he's been able to do. So yeah, shout out to the Miz, man, doing his thing. Gotta give him credit. But Mike Steinberg coming in red hot, dropping napalm like he always does. Way to get him started, Mikey. Way to get him started, buddy. See you on Thursday. But I do feel that CM Punk got a rebirth with MJF, and this really kind of rejuvenated
it off for him.
Yeah, because him and Taz was not. I wasn't intimidated by Taz.
No, not at all. That shit was boring.
I was more intimidated by Hook than I was Taz.
Yeah,
like I'm more intimidated by your son than I am you.
Hook is the shit.
Yo, Hook he's a problem. I'm not saying that the kid. Me and you kept saying, Chris, when is he gonna touch the ring? Like what is happening? Why is he just following them around? Clearly he wasn't ready yet. But when he was ready, he was ready.
Oh boy, is he ready now?
He was ready.
So he was ready. And I can't get mad because it took him a little while to get going.
He was done, as much as we disagreed, it was done right.
Yeah, it was. It was done the correct way. And it was done on Rampage, which led that pop in Long Island really blew him up.
Yeah. Exactly. You take that's like riding a wave, getting a wave out in the surf and taking it, because what a wave to catch on your first time.
And I want to make this very clear. Andrew made it a very clear point to me and Chris that JT destroyed Hook in baseball, in Little League growing up. JT beat the dog Christmas out of Hook.
Andrew said, "Sorry, I think the love for Hook will die soon. Let him face the top talent and not jobbers."
Oh, okay. All right.
What was it?
That was from Andrew.
Goes, sorry, the love for Hook will die soon. Let him face the top talent and not jobbers.
Andrew, he's only had 2 televised match. He's killing his career based on 2 matches.
He wants Hook to fake JT for real.
He wants
baseball. He wants to go 1-on-1 with JT in the ring.
Sandlot 3. Hook versus JT.
I beat you in baseball. Now I'm gonna beat you in the ring. Kaylin can film it. Look at this. We got a whole spectacle.
Killing the kid already.
I'll write
the script. You got the script down?
A script for wrestling?
Yeah. You know it's scripted, right? No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I gotta leave.
No, we can write the whole. No, but you can help write the promos for them, and get going.
Yeah, I can.
See, we all onto something here, Andrew. Mike goes, people say that he's rookie of the year based off of what? Nah, I don't know about rookie.
I didn't read that. Who's saying that?
I wouldn't say rookie of the year. I think that's a little too. How you rookie of the year? You had 2
no
matches.
way.
There's no way you can be rookie of the year. Drew goes,
rookie of the year for 2022, sure.
You can't be protecting him.
Andrew, we said 2 matches. I think
Andrew.
We give him Goldberg.
Get ahead, Andrew. Get on him. Nah, he gonna at Hook. Watch on Twitter. He gonna at him. That's why my brother kicked your ass in baseball when you were 12. I watched your daddy yell at you.
I'm gonna tweet him. Stop acting like you're so good. I know you sucked at T-ball.
No, man, shit. Oh my God. Hook is like, what? just with the.
Who are you?
You ever see the Obama GIF where he's like, what's happening? So yeah, I honestly think that you throw guys in there with CM Punk who can stand toe to toe with them. It's gonna elevate him to do better and keep getting better. MJF was a perfect dance partner. It got a little boring for a little while. It did. And I kind of got tired of seeing him. And I was like, all right, CM Punk needs to become the special attraction guy.
Andrew, save it for Thursday.
Andrew's getting pissed off.
I hate
he goes,
I hate when WWE and AEW have talent face jobbers. Prove yourself against a top talent.
You listen, it's a slow build, Andrew.
Ooh, Andrew. Oh God, he's coming in again.
Why? AEW ranking system sucks.
Andrew, we're gonna
Andrew, do you take a girl on a date first, or do you get married the first time you meet her? You have to
married at first sight. You want to watch that TLC?
That's a new show for you. There you go, Galen. Married at first.
Married at first sight.
Andrew, come on, bro.
Andrew coming out.
That's why they're called jobbers.
You got to put him in there with jobbers first, Andrew. You can't just throw him in there against CM Punk. You can't do that to him.
He wants Kurt Angle versus Taz.
You can't do that to him. He wants Cena versus Angle. Like
Cena versus Angle. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he wants Cena versus Angle. Oh, slow down. He goes, there was a poll on a page. Mike Steinberg said this. A poll on a page. We are all in. And Hook was chosen at, and people said Hook.
That's just silly.
Yeah.
That's just silly.
That's just weird. People being weird.
That's
man.
Really silly.
That's
people being weird.
It's just bots.
Come on, man.
Really silly.
Don't stop with the foolishness. That's foolish.
Maybe it was a joke, guys. I would put Dana Brooke as my wrestler of the year.
Whoa!
Damn right.
That was a joke.
Right.
Listen, rookie of the year, it would have to be Braun Breaker.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% Braun Breaker.
The guy signed in February. He's getting that's legitimate rookie of the year. But Hook, 4-year-old, that's for 22.
Look, I'm telling you right now. Dana Brooke, female wrestler of the year.
Shut up.
Oh, God, Rodney.
Dana Brooke, female wrestler of the year. Did you not see her win the 24/7 championship? Did you not see her win the title?
I'm not even. You can't be on this stream and say, I don't get the hype for Edge, and then go, Dana Brooke is the best women's wrestler.
Listen, yes, I can.
Surgery product of the year.
Look. Dana Brooke deserves all the praise. You know my rule. There's no Dana Brooke slander on the show. You know the rules.
I don't understand.
You ask me to break it down. I don't got another hour to break this down, okay? There's a lot of love there. There's a lot of work and potential there to be great.
Yeah, that would have made – I would have understood. I would have understood that argument if she had debuted last year. But – I hate to break it to you. She's been with this company, I want to say probably 5 years.
Yeah, there's more than that.
That's not good.
I think she's longer, yeah.
Like 7 years.
And there's people that can put in the work and work harder, like Mandy Rose. Is not too bad. I still don't think she's that great, but not too bad.
But you got to love the new version, though.
I personally think that Dana should team up with Beth Phoenix and work with her.
Get out of here.
Yes, I do.
Beth Phoenix.
That's what I said. You heard me. I don't care too much for her husband, though. But I care. I'm cool with Beth Phoenix. I have Beth Phoenix work with Dana Brooke. We can make something happen. Turn her into a WWE champion.
I need you to stop.
Listen.
I need you to stop with the Dana Brooke love.
If Dana Brooke went down to NXT right now,
as bad as listen,
Top
as
star.
rough as that statement is, I'd rather have Dana Brooke
Oh shit! Mike
taking
called
on
you out, bro.
taking on Mandy Rose than Cora Jade. I'll give you that, Rodney. I will give you that.
Mike calling you out, bro.
You already said Oscar. Woman Wrestler of the Year Thursday. Yes, I did say Oscar. Yes, I
Stop
did.
lying to yourself.
Oscar, Women's Wrestler of the Year.
Yes, I did. I said Oscar.
Really, really.
What?
I know she's been hurt at the last couple of months of this year, but given the body of work of this year, Oscar, literally anything they gave her, she tried to make the best out of it. And she's been the most entertaining thing to watch. Any matchup she was put in.
Not Britt Baker?
Well, we would talk. Well, that was WWE.
WWE specific?
Mike, context, Mike. We split it into two.
Okay.
We did a woman from WWE, a male from WWE, a woman
I
from
got you.
WWE.
Okay.
Baker obviously was.
Okay.
Come on.
So you didn't have Dana Brooke as Woman of the Year?
No, but she's my heart. For my disappointment
of
the year.
Right here.
My disappointment of the year, you actually will be surprised, was Alexa Bliss. Biggest disappointment of the year.
Yeah,
of course. See, we're not doing this. I'm not doing this with you right now. We're not doing this. No. Nope. Oh, I'm walking away. I can't do it.
Any woman that willingly
Ryan Cabrera,
man of choice doesn't have rights.
Songs.
Yeah. Rights. That man is
I'd have to say Mandy Rose. That's me.
Disappointment?
I said,
no.
Can I say Bianca Belair?
Of the year.
I said Bianca Belair.
I can't give my comment because it's just that you just know who I'm going to pick. So.
Listen, she flipped the whole script of herself and she really elevated it to a different level. That's believable now, and I think it's definitely working.
Mike said, "Hey Chris, I even said MJF heel of the year, so I did give AEW a little love."
Nice. All right, Mike.
He's forever the AEW hater. That's what it is. What it is. What's going to be? Okay?
You know why it was MJF? Because he knows he's going to WWE in a few years, so that's why Mike liked.
Mike's like, let me jump on board now.
Let me give my boy praise now. So yeah, I could buy his T-shirts in a couple of years.
Remember, Alexa Bliss is just a little bit of Alexis. Now, we're moving on to the main event of the evening. It was Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends taking on Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly.
And
now, I can. Now, at this point, we have now know that, as I'm gonna call them, what are we calling them? All right, we call them Adam Cole and Red Dragon. That's where we go.
No, Red Dragon's established. They're back because they came out together.
So we can say Adam Cole and Red Dragon, right?
Adam Cole and the Red Dragon.
All right, cool. Because I don't want to call them
like Hootie and the Blowfish.
All right,
Adam and the Red Dragons.
There you go.
I don't want to call them undisputed because Andrew might get pissed at me. So I'm trying to fall back. I'm trying to be respectful.
Undeniable.
Undeniable. There you go.
The undeniable age. I think that's what they call it. Somebody called it that.
Like, you got to understand, and I want people to understand this very clearly because there isn't really much to talk about with this match. There's a reason why these gentlemen are here. They can do more here than what they could have done on the main roster. I want to make that very, very clear. On the main roster, you would have never got these three. Not like this. You would have never got the UE that you got in NXT in the main roster. You wouldn't have got that. So when I see the slander and people being upset that Kyle O'Reilly was coming here, like we all didn't know he was showing up on AEW. Ryder was kind of on the wall already, guys. It was telegraphed. It was more telegraphed than a damn Trent Dilfer interception.
And now, have you seen ever where the two came over and the actual commentary referenced beef from the other company that they had coming over?
Yeah.
I've never really seen that.
Never seen that, really.
But they did do it. They mentioned it the other night.
Got to give credit where credit is due. These boys came over here and they're making it work, man. The pop is real. The pop for Kyle at the beginning, me and Mark both said wasn't really there, but I also feel like they knew it was coming in a weird way.
I wasn't really hyped for it myself. When I saw him come into the ring, I was like, "Oh shit, it's cool, Kyle."
Hi, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
The problem that I have is with the slander that all of a sudden they're getting. I'm not gonna watch. I don't like this. Everybody's kind of come over here. Not everybody has to go to AEW. I completely understand that. But these three, I feel, will shine best here.
Yeah.
My thing is, and I will say this. I will say this about AEW. I feel like AEW is pulling too much fucking talent right now. They really are. They are signing way too many fucking people. Every other day, literally every other day, on that kid Ango's vlog, literally every other day he's talking about a fucking new AEW debut. Literally every other day, bro.
But
and
keep in mind,
I'm tired of seeing it. Like it's
But
like
you're gonna start seeing people like Big Swole not re-up, then you're gonna start seeing other talent that they have now.
Contracts have been different where they're
and
not
they have to replenish.
as lengthy and they're not as constricted as WWE.
Yeah.
So when they have new signings, I don't really think about it too much because I feel like people come and leave in like 3 months. Like it's kind of like a thing,
and
like almost appearances, and then they go and they can go other places. Like we saw Matt Cardona come for like one thing, or like
Matt Cardona.
Rowan came for one viewing and then left. Like it's not like a signing thing, so I'm not really worried about.
Yeah, Matt Cardona I don't think was officially signed. I believe.
I don't have a problem with them here, and I do think they'll be more successful here because in NXT it was kind of like they had run so much that there was really no threat there, and I feel like there was really not going to be a threat on in WWE. There's so much, like we talked about before, there's so much in the tag teams that it's just there's so much more for them to go off of.
Wait, hold on, Mike. Who are you talking to? We never know, and we'll never know. Stop lying to yourself.
I think that was about them being on the main roster.
Like no, we do know. We do know. Because we know what he said directly.
Oh, that's gonna be about, a good match. I can't wait for that.
About what was going to become of Adam Cole if he went to the main roster, a la the reason why he signed where he signed.
What's this?
That's a fact. That came from the man's mouth himself. Yeah. That's not a lie. That's not hyperbole. That's not rumor. That's not
that was pitched to him in negotiating.
That was coming from him. He respectfully declined and went elsewhere.
Oh, hold on. I'm watching Raw. I'm sorry. I'm going back and forth.
Listen, if they would have signed the likes of Braun Strowman, then I would say, all right, enough's enough. But when you're signing people that fit what you're doing, you're not going to tell Adam Cole no. You're not telling Bryan Danielson no. You're not telling Malachi Black no. You know what I'm saying? And then certainly as a tag team, Fish and O'Reilly are what, not what they need, but just enhances what they already have.
And I'm telling you, you will know. So don't say you'll never know. You throw around that word never a lot, I noticed lately. Stop saying you'll never know. Because there's too many podcasts and too many books that need to be written and need to be sold. Too many people
that we clearly can tell from the beginning of this show like to talk. So we will know.
Yeah. Mike coming in hot. Listen, guys, I have to go take a football call. So I got to jump off.
You got it.
Kaylin, great seeing you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Come back soon, please.
All right.
Mark, be good, bro.
All right, Chris.
All right, man. Be good, dude. I'll talk to you.
You got it, brother.
Peace.
Chris DeCarlos signing off from Behind the Barricade Live. I'm gonna be straight up with you here. We will know sooner or later. The man, we know what was told to the man because the man told that to us. If he didn't want us to know, he wouldn't have said it. So are we calling Adam Cole a liar? So he's a liar. That's what you're saying. Adam Cole's a liar. Am I not? Am I telling? Wouldn't you take that as Adam Cole's a liar then? Man said they wanted to shave his head. Now, first he said that's news to me. Then he comes out and says, No, it is what it was. It was what it was. What they pitched to me wasn't going to work for me. They wanted me to become a manager. That's not what I wanted to do. That was pitched in by Bruce. Unfortunately, Bruce doesn't talk about current things on his podcast. So Bruce will talk about it probably 2 or 3 years from now. Because somehow, some way, Conrad Thompson will pull that out of Bruce Prichard. Regardless. He won't talk about current things because he currently works for the company. Why would I talk about something if I currently work there? Are you crazy trying to make this man lose his job? But we do know what was pitched to Adam Cole, and that wasn't going to work. So, I want to dive into this a little bit. Do we honestly feel that Adam Cole would have got over on the main roster? We saw Karrion Kross just get a helmet put on him with suspenders. We were also missing the number one piece that goes with him, and that's Scarlett Bordeaux. Wasn't with him. You had Keith Lee come up, didn't really do much with him, got COVID, got sick, had to wind up changing his name. Then we have his girl, and he have his. I'm not sure if Mia is his wife, his fiance. He has his fiance come up, hell of a talent. You put her in a mask and put her in the worst possible faction I've ever seen in pro wrestling. So do you see the trend that started all of this? So you want Adam Cole, one of the most successful champions? You want Adam Cole, one of the most successful champions? Now you're nitpicking, Mike. You said Scarlett. Explain why she wasn't there. That's one thing. So explain to me Keith Lee. Explain to me Mia Yim. Explain to me all of Retribution. Explain to me all these people that got called up, then chewed up and spit out. Explain every last one of them. So if I'm lying to myself, no, I'm not lying to myself. I'm being very transparent with myself to seeing the writing on the wall of the bullshit that company pulls over there. So if you're telling me Adam Cole would have been successful on the main roster, you're lying to yourself.
I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. You gotta see. You gotta put on Raw real quick. You gotta see the faces right now that Paul is making for Brock.
I'm not gonna do that because I'm not get lost. I'll get lost on the damn episode.
You thought he had the gawking eyes for Roman, bro?
But we can't turn around and say that people are lying to themselves because we'll never know. No, we do know. We look at the trends. The trends tell us this is the way it was. So we can't sit here and say that. You cannot sit here and say that that's lying to myself. Look at the trends. If the waves are going to the north, why you think that somebody's lying to you if they're telling you they're constantly going north for the past 3 weeks? This is how the waves are going. Every NXT superstar that has come up has turned into shit. Literal dog crap. They want to change them up. They want to change people's names. You turn them into trash. This is why we didn't talk about NXT today, because it's not worth talking about.
No, it's not at all.
So that's the part that we called an audible at the beginning of the show not to even touch upon that. You want to know why? Because it's not worth touching upon.
No, not in
if
its
it
current
was,
state.
we would have talked about it. So that's my response to me lying to myself when I can clearly see trends while they're going on. That's just how it goes on the main roster. So Adam Cole and Red Dragon, we'll see where it goes. You don't want to call it the UE. No. But we'll call it what it is. Has Adam Cole done what I expected him to do since he got there? Not yet, because I want him to step away from the damn Young Bucks and do his own thing. Now, we got what we needed. We got what we wanted. We got him now possibly being a leader, because he's not a follower. That's never who he was. He's a leader. Let him lead. Let these two guys follow. Hell, they might not even want to start a faction with each other. Just let them just be cool, have a mutual agreement, and do their own thing.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I don't think it's lying to myself. I think that it's pretty obvious. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's not a damn mongoose. Now,
this motherfucker.
But I'm being real. Right? Am I lying? Let me ask you guys. Am I lying to myself?
No.
So I'm just saying. Well, you want to say hi? Oh, I got a child over here that's fighting with me. Can you take this out, please? Help brother out.
Paul is talking in hot shit right now.
But at the end of the day, we have multiple things going on with the best friends, Orange Cassidy, and Red Dragon album Cole. We can see where this is going as far as who's going to break apart from who. Obviously, Red Dragon will take on Trent and Chucky. It's a real simple fix. I think Orange Cassidy and Adam Cole go deeper. They go deeper. I know we kind of tired of seeing them feud with the same people, but we gotta remove the Young Bucks from this situation and have these two teams go at it. But guys, that's gonna wrap it up. That's gonna wrap it up for this week's episode of Behind the Barricade Live. I appreciate you guys coming on. Mark, always a pleasure, brother. Kaylin King. Kaylin King, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on. We will convene. I am doing that special where I'm going to interview one-on-one with different people, stepping outside of the world of wrestling a little bit. And we're going to talk about some real things, talk about some things that we've always wanted to talk about. We just always never got caught up to do it. Like I said, Justin Taub coming on the show. He will be on February 6th. On that Sunday, me and him will be having a conversation about the world of comedy, but he also wants to have an in-depth conversation about Shawn Michaels, his favorite wrestler. I got Justin Rodriguez also coming on, just talking about just shooting with me, and we're gonna break down some things, break down some personal things, go back into our childhood, relive some memories, but also talking about some old school wrestling. Of course, Steve coming on, talking about mindfulness, wellness, also mental health. That's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, the great Kaylin King, talking about film. We're talking about movies. We're talking about a lot of fun things. And I believe Anthony Carragher, me and him are going to talk about the birth of Behind the Barricade and how this all began. It's going to be a lot of fun. But, guys, once again, if you love me, if you like me, you love Chris, you like Chris, if you love Mark, you like Mark, if you love Kaylin King, you love seeing her back, just hit that like, follow, share button, Go out there, tell the world about us, tell your friends about us, tell your mama about us. We take aunties too, grandmas as well. We don't mind. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, soon also Podbean. You can also soon find us on Apple Podcasts. We're going to be also starting the Twitch. I'm working on that currently as we speak.
That's lit.
Anchor, we're branching out, guys. We're kind of going all over. Once again, I want to give a special shout out to our sponsor of the year, I should say, and Tap That Mall. Online mall service from the comfort of your own home. We're over 25 different brands on the site. That's tapthatmall.com. Visit tapthatmall.com to get all the exclusive brands and deals. Guys, I appreciate you. I love you. It's been another episode of Behind the Barricade, and I say peace.